Hey everyone, welcome to The Daily. I'm Greg Lawless. Today is Tuesday, April 19th, otherwise known as the day before the CONCACAF Champions League final kicks off. Real Salt Lake are down in Monterrey, as is Simon Borg from MLSsoccer.com.
Thanks, guys. We're here in San Pedro, Nuevo Leon, just outside the hotel where Real Salt Lake has set up their camp ahead of Wednesday's massive Champions League showdown against Mexican League champs Monterrey. And they're here for the third straight day, getting used to the temperatures. The temperatures reached 100 degrees yesterday, but it's a dry heat, not the humid type, which could be potentially more oppressive for the team. And it's a Real Salt Lake team where everything's really going smooth. Paulo Jr. really the only injury concern ahead of Wednesday's game, that hamstring likely to keep him out, according to manager Jason Kreis. Will Johnson, the only really other player carrying an injury, his broken thumb, he's going to look to protect it with some casting, but he will be in that match. Real Salt Lake will be back at it later today, 11 a.m. local time, with a practice that will be held on the stadium field, the Estadio Tecnológico. Monterrey instead will not be training there. They will stay in their base camp about an hour away from Real Salt Lake's team hotel. And Monterrey, they're a team ripe for the taking. A lot of pressure on the defending Mexican League champs. 5 games without a victory in all competitions, coming off a very bad home result, a 1-1 tie, giving up a late PK over the weekend. So a lot of pressure on Monterrey. Their season boils down to the next 10 days essentially, and we'll have a lot more coverage for you from here in Monterrey, Mexico. Randy Davis, RSL beat writer, Scott Riddell, our videographer with all the Champions League 360 coverage. We'll have a lot more for you right here.
Now, if you're a fan of any team in MLS, I think you should get behind Real Salt Lake in this one. And to do that, you can show your support. Actually, go to MLSsoccer.com and download the hashtag MLS4RSL logo. You can put it on your own Twitter avatar, or you can put it anywhere else you want for that matter. Again, hashtag MLS4RSL, and that's the number 4. Turning to some league news, we'll start with the New York Red Bulls. Thierry Henry scored his first goal of the 2011 season in the 3-0 win over San Jose, but he also aggravated that Achilles injury. No problem though. On Monday, he was back training and looked fine, said he was perfectly fit and ready to go over the weekend. Another concern for the Red Bulls though, regarding the fans. Hans Backe, the coach, expressing his displeasure with some of the taunting from the Red Bulls fans of the French superstar. However, Rafa Marquez, who probably knows Henry better than anybody on the Red Bulls team, said the fans are going to do this and that Thierry Henry took it as motivation, which probably explains why he had his best performance since joining the club. Let's move out west, where Chivas USA are on the clock regarding Benny Feilhaber. The U.S. international signed with MLS, as was announced here on MLS Soccer last week, and Chivas USA, holding the first spot in the allocation list, get first crack at him. Hard to believe that Chivas USA wouldn't take advantage of this, either to pick him up themselves or maybe to have a deal with another club in this. Benny Feilhaber, obviously a World Cup veteran for the U.S., very talented on the ball. He is that creative playmaker that Chivas and other clubs in MLS are always looking to get a hold of. Speaking of playmakers, Portland Timbers coach John Spencer seems pretty satisfied with his playmakers. Guys like Khalif Al-Hassan, Kenny Cooper, and Jorge Perlaza had a lot to do with the Timbers getting 2 wins in their first 2 games at Geldwen Field. Spencer was on Extra Time Radio yesterday. You can download his interview and some of his choice words for some of his critics on iTunes and Buzzsprout. Also on MLSsoccer.com, do not forget to look at the Team of the Week and also vote for your Save of the Week. The nominees are up on the site right now. And of course, the AT&T Goal of the Week voting continues. All of that on MLSsoccer.com.